So here's a machine I bet you've never seen before. You may have seen something along the lines of it, but not this. I made this machine about 15 or so years ago. It's what it actually is for is to do the cross joint on colonial bars. So it does a miter on top and bottom and a half lap all in the one pass. So I have a router on top and I have two routers underneath, and the table slides back and forth. I've actually haven't used this for quite a number of years now, because when I set it up I didn't have enough money to put high quality routers on it, because I needed 3, so it was going to be a pretty expensive exercise. So I bought some cheapies, and consequently one of the routers on the bottom here has burnt out or shorted out. Something's gone wrong with it, the bearing's collapsed or something's making a very horrible noise. Anyway, so today I'm going to replace this router with one that Joe actually has, hoping that I can get it to fit. And if I can get it to fit and get it working, I've got a job here of, I've got 4 6-light sashes that I need to make, so I really want to use it, because doing the bar work on this, it literally takes me about 30 seconds to a minute at the most to do a joint, as opposed to not having this, it takes me about 20 minutes to do a joint. So I really want to get this going. So if I can get it to work, I'll film, I'll get the camera set up again and we'll check it out a bit further. So that's the culprit, that one in front there, this fella. So it's been so long since I've made this, I think I'm going to have a bit of trouble getting this out here, because I'll just pan back a bit here if I can. That carriage on top there that's holding that top router, no doubt I would have glued all of that on, so I don't really want to destroy that trying to get it off. So I'm going to have to come up with some kind of ingenious sort of method here as to how I'm going to undo these screws, because I don't really have any of these fancy angled head screwdriver things that people have. And in fact, you probably wouldn't fit it in there anyway, because it looks like there's only about 2 inches of gap there to get it in anyway. So unfortunately, Joe's router's too big and I can't get it in the cutout section that it's supposed to sit in, so I'm going to have to see if I can get another router to go in there. I don't really like my chances, because routers have changed a lot since I built this thing, and these days everything's a bloody plunge router, and it doesn't seem you can get just a standard old normal router these days. At least here anyway. So that's where we're at the moment. I might give it another bash tomorrow, see what I can get as far as a router goes tomorrow, because I really need to use this machine. Anyway, we'll come back to it when we see what we can do. So I picked up another router. It's small, so it fits in. The only trouble is I can't lock the trigger on, which is a problem. So for the moment I've just wired it on. So as soon as I hit the power on it, it's instantly on. So I'll have to address that. The other problem that I have is I can't get the router up high enough at the moment. So the joint on the underside is only half the size that it needs to be, so I'm going to have to fix that, but I haven't got time to do that right now. But it'll do for now, because at least it gives me 3/4 of the joint done in a fraction of the time that it would take me. So I'm just going to start it up and I'll show you how it works and give you a bit of a demonstration. So it's exceptionally noisy, as you can imagine, because it's 3 routers running simultaneously, but you know, it does the job. I don't know how well you can see that. Like, that's the side that's working properly. That's the side that I can't adjust properly at the moment. I'm going to need to bore into the underside of the table to fix that. So that's what it does. Does that joint for me. And you can imagine how much time it saves me doing that. Like you saw how long it took to do it. Where otherwise I would have had to do the half lap first, and lately I've been doing that on the little DeWalt radial arm saw there. So that takes quite a bit of time because there's a lot of different positions, because this is a 6 light, so I've got 6 different joints there that I've got to do on that, and then I go over to the guillotine and I was doing all the mitering on the guillotine. So it basically takes about half an hour a joint by the time I'm done, and as I said, six per sash, so you worked out the time that I'm saving in doing that. And I should have fixed this thing up years ago, because it's brilliant when it's working. Don't know why I didn't, mainly because I couldn't get the routers, I thought. But as it turned out, as I said, I was able to get a little Makita, which is only a really light thing. It's only like 900 watt. Not sure how it'll turn out. Time will tell, I guess, but we'll see. So how I've actually made this machine is, on this carriageway here, I've just got, that's just brass sliding door track on either side here, and I've got sliding door rollers on either end of this, adjustable ones so that I can square up the table and whatnot. So it just slides through. Obviously I've created a center line, so all the routers are, the center of the cutter are all mounted in the center line of the table here, so when it runs through, it's all exactly where I want it. And I've got a little center line mark here in the middle here. And when I first made it, I used to have these little cramps, and I used to cramp the bar in place. But what I actually have at the moment is I've got, on either end here, I have a very fine nail, and I nipped it off. So when I press the bar down, the nail's only sticking about 2 mil up, so I just press the bar down into the nail, and that holds it from moving from side to side. So yeah, thanks for watching, and as I said before, a machine that I bet you've never seen before.